not a boy. I don't play with toys. This is superficial. I don't want it. Models are for kids. I want a woman who is more than spray tan and makeup.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I'm your host, your YouTube messiah and often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious, and we are going to be talking about Raw this week. This Raw was the go-home Raw to Fastlane coming up this week. Now, okay, overall score on the show, yeah, I'm gonna give the show at least a good, I gotta give the show at least a good 4.5. Because the effort was there. It's just, A, it felt like they could have done more. And 2, if it wasn't for the fact that they said that Fastlane was this Sunday, this would have never felt like a go-home show at all. You know? Yeah. I mean, it's the two most important Raws for each month. Always the go-home Raws for the go-home Raw and the Fallout Raw. Because the go-home Raw is the last chance to reel in last-minute people to say, oh, okay, yeah, shit, I gotta get this pay-per-view. I gotta see this show coming up on Sunday now. I want to know how these two cats are gonna settle this. And the Fallout Raw is where, oh damn, they did that good last night. I wonder what they're going to do tonight, what they were going to do tomorrow night. Man, and you know, it's also the chance to lead in to make new stories. It's little things. Little things like that is what makes the big picture. That said, moving forward with the show, yeah, Ambrose starts out Raw, which was located in Anaheim, California. Surprising enough, though, no Mighty Duck jokes were made, you know, but that aside. Ambrose is out there talking about on how basically Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of him and he got up and came back for more, which, you know, that really did piss me off to no end on that, because nothing against Ambrose. Like him, fan of his work. However, with that said, if you're going to put someone like Ambrose up against someone like Brock Lesnar, you need to have him sell that shit, not get his ass kicked and then crawl over to him right afterwards and grab his boot to try and climb up and be like, come on. No. Have him be there, get the shit kicked out of him, and then just slowly drag his half-dead body over to grab a mic and, you know, do something like grab a mic and say, hey, Brock, you didn't finish the job. Something like that. That would work a whole hell of a lot better than him half-selling the move. You know? Just saying. Yep, that said, moving forward. That's it, moving forward while Ambrose is talking about with that. Then out comes the MILF in charge, Stephanie, in which case, whew, oh. Don't judge, damn it. Anyways, Stephanie winds up coming out, and yeah, she says, well, you know, it was nice on how your brother came out to help you then. So we're going to give you a match, and it's going to be a fatal 5-way for your Intercontinental title. And if your brother Roman comes out to interfere tonight, you're not going to be in the match at Fastlane. So it was a fatal 5-way match with Ambrose versus Kevin Owens versus Tyler Breeze versus Stardust versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. So, the positives on this match: action, 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 downsides on this match. Action, 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 action. Whew. Whew. Okay. Whole lot of stuff going on all over. And yes, that was an inhaler I just pulled out. Don't judge, damn it. Us nerds aren't stereotyped anymore, looking like all thin and pencil-y, you know. Moving forward. A whole lot of action going on with this, you know, but yeah, while guys were going and hitting each other, it seemed though when the match, the main focus, like the match inside the ring itself, everyone was targeting Dean to want to try and just close it right there on him. I mean, if you're going to do a fatal five-way, why not just have, like, you know, have Tyler going attacking Stardust and them two beating each other up in the corner, and, you know, have one of them try and do a quick sneak win, and then Owens come in, bash one of them, and then Ambrose bash Owens. Something like that to help build it forward. But it just seemed like, you know, the ring would get everyone in there at once, and then like that. And when everyone was in, everyone was all beating the crap out of each other. When everyone was out, it was, you know, one guy beating up Ambrose. That guy gets knocked down. This guy beating up Ambrose. That guy getting knocked down. This guy beating up Ambrose. It felt like that kind of a loop. You know? It didn't feel right with that. Match wound up coming to an end when Ambrose had Ziggler hooked up Ziggler. When Ambrose had Stardust hooked up for her dirty deeds, and then Ziggler came from right behind, wham, pulled him back, hit a zigzag while Ambrose still had him hooked, so got both in, and then right after that, Tyler Breeze came right in, threw Dolph out, went to go for a pin on Ambrose, and then that's when Owens ran into the ring, picked up Breeze, threw him, and then wham! Pop-up powerbomb, got the 1, 2, 3. So Kevin Owens is now the new Intercontinental Champion. And they did announce not immediately I should say, wrong choice of words, after that match in a backstage segment that they're going to have Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler at Fastlane for the Intercontinental title. So, between now and then, I still have all hopes. And if Owens walks out with the Intercontinental on Fastlane like I am so hoping he does, I am putting everything, the farm, the cows, the chickens, even my producers, not you, Ollie. No, not you. Yeah, Wade, Ed, especially you, Wade, and even Bob the intern. Putting them all on, saying that we're going to wind up getting a Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn Intercontinental match at WrestleMania. It just feels like everything. It feels like everything is lining up, like the planets are lining up perfectly for that. And if we can't, oh dear God! Oh, whew. Sorry. Had a little bit of a Randy Marsh moment right there. Moving forward, though. Next matchup, it was Big E versus Mark Henry. And before that, you know, New Day, they were doing their promo. And they were talking about on how they gave Mark the chance to be the world's strongest unicorn. And instead, he was the world's biggest booty hole. And, you know, they were also making fun of instruments, you know. Talking about Edge and Christian because they're going to do an interview with them, and yeah, saying on how like the kazoo's not an instrument, which is not true because the kazoo is the most manliest of all musical instruments. Trust me, I know. And you know that if somebody made a GIF of Big E playing like a piccolo, like that, you know, please please send that to my Twitter at TimVicious because I'm just going to freaking die laughing. No lie. With that said, this match, this was pretty much a kind of an equal match, you know. They were both good. Big fan of both guys, you know. Mark Henry, always been a big fan of, you know. He's definitely got, he's got that weird, freaky, God-given strength, you know. You know, and Big E, he's a good competitor. He's a good kid. He's got that. He's got a nice, solid look, and he sure as hell can work a mic in a crowd, you know. So everyone knows on how he can handle himself. You know, you know, normally when you get two big guys like that in there, you're just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. It doesn't feel right. You know, but this one, it kind of did, you know. I mean, they played to each other's strengths, really. I mean, it was more so of a power struggle than, you know, two big guys trying to actually do like a wrestling match, which was cool. Yeah. I mean, and Big E, he threw down 2 body splashes on Henry, and that you saw he tried to torque his arm around to try and get an abdominal stretch in, and Henry, he just worked it beautifully. Like the second he got it in, just wham, hip tossed Big E over. But match wound up coming to an end when Big E picked up Mark Henry, had him hoisted up on his shoulder for a big ending. Henry pulled himself down and then was clutching his ribs. Don't know if it was a legit or if that was planned ahead or not, but excuse me, right after that, right when Henry went down and he was clinching, Big E just went right over, hooked him up, rolled him up, 1, 2, 3, and got the win. So, yeah, all in all, I really hope that wasn't a legit injury, you know. Sorry about that, folks. Now, next matchup on hand, it was the rematch, Miz versus AJ Styles. Jericho was on commentary for this match, and I gotta tell you, I like the way Jericho was working it with the commentary, because while he wasn't talking down on Styles in a burying kind of way, the way he was putting it, and it was beautiful, because he was saying, I don't have nothing against the guy, I just don't think I got nothing against the guy. He's a good competitor. He's been around the block for a good while. But you don't get to go and say like you're the big man when you just first got into this company. You know? And that's the way that they're playing it. And it looks like we're slowly more and more getting Jericho to go heel. Which case, hey, I'd have no problem with that. You know? Been a big Jericho fan my whole life. You know, the guy can work. The guy can work good as a heel or a face. And especially with the way he reinvented himself, you know, all those years back with that suit and tie one, with the talking calm and slow like this kind. You know, it was nice. Yeah. With that said, Miz, he was just real aggressive in this match. Not to say he was strong. You know, he was coming off strong, but Miz, he just looked aggressive, like he was pissed and he just was out for blood, you know. And it played well to him on that one. You know, it definitely was alright with that. That, probably the biggest takeaway I can say I was mad at on this match was, hands down, kicking out of the finish. Kicking out of the finisher, Miz hit the skull-crushing finale on Styles. And then kicked out of the damn finish. Because, seriously, it's a thing that pisses me off. Don't just kick out of a finish if there's no build-up to it. Like, if Miz was trying to get that move like 2 or 3 times in the match, you know, and Styles broke out of it, then, you know, okay, that's one thing. But, if just right out of nowhere, boom, got it. 1, 2, and a kick out. No. It takes away from the move. You know? And trying to think on how to phrase this. Paul Heyman put it best, you know, if you give someone like Mark Henry's size, or we'll say even Mark Henry, you know, just a simple headlock as a finisher, and then somebody, once he rings it and torques it in, and then somebody goes and does, God, I give, then that builds legitimacy on the move. You know, protect the moves. You protect the moves, it helps protect the business. You protect the business, you can make the business grow. You know, it's just a matter of on how you handle it and on how you play your cards. But to go and just throw that finisher out right out of nowhere and then have him do that, you know, untrained eye that's going to say, oh wow, this guy's tough. He kicked out of that move just like that. You know, whereas just like, seriously? Everyone else just in on that. Seriously? What the fuck? What the fucking fuck? You know? That's it. Yep. Anyways, match wound up coming to an end. Styles wound up getting the calf killer in. Yeah, they're calling it the calf crusher. I can't help myself. I watched way too much of Styles' work between his shit in TNA, ROH, and New Japan, where he would go and lock that in, and it's calf killer. The name stuck with me. I'm sure I'll wind up calling it the crusher over time. It's just not going to be right away. But that said, after that, Jericho, he had the mic, and they wound up, and it was like, hey, and then next thing you know, Styles got the mic. He was like, oh, whoa. Alright. You got one win. I got one win. One way to settle this. You and me, one-on-one, Fastlane. So they got that match, which, you know, given the fact that Jericho won their last match on SmackDown, it was kind of obvious. You know, but Jericho didn't give a definite answer because he said, I'll give you mine on SmackDown. But we all know it's going to take place there. We all know that they're going to have the rubber match there. But that said, moving forward, the next match now. Rea versus Paige, in which case a lot of people were happy because it wasn't so much for the fact that Paige was on TV, but because of the fact that Paige was wearing an underwire and was on TV. They were happy to see her. You know? Summer, she looked actually kind of decent in this match tonight, you know? I mean, I don't want to make it sound like she looked like she was wrestling good, but she looked rather decent working in the ring tonight. Which case, it was kind of nice to see, you know? Because normally it's just like, eh. This time she was actually kind of decent and it was alright. Dug it. Yeah, but yeah, Summer Rae, she got the win, you know, but the 3 count looked kind of hesitant at the end. The ref, 1, 2, 3, you know, like that, and it just seemed like, you know, like it were just like, wait, what, she? Was that on how it was originally supposed to go? You know? If that is the case, you know, if it was, I don't know if that was just my eyes playing tricks on me, looking a little hesitant or what, but if it wasn't, you know, if it wasn't my eyes playing tricks on me, then all I honestly got to say is, what the fucking fuck, because you just had two matches that looked like they had potential flim-flams. And I mean legit ones, not pre-planned ones, happen on you. Yeah. Next matchup, Ryder versus Heath Slater, and this was pretty much a piss break match. Ryder, he controlled literally all of the match right up until the end. Ryder, he was beating the crap out of Slater, tossed him outside the ring, and then next thing you know, when he tossed Slater outside the ring, got him back in, Bo got up on the apron, distracted Ryder, turned around, boom, got hit with a spinning heel kick, and then Slater hoisted him up and hit him with like a little Bloody Mary, or Bloody Sunday, I should say. Yeah. Sorry, folks, brain's not all the way working. Hit him with a Bloody Sunday, got the 1, 2, 3. So Heath Slater got the win, in which case you're going to wind up realizing it's going to be an awkward moment when Heath Slater has a better win-loss record over the 2016 year than, you know, some of the more bigger names on the roster that are active. Yeah. Next matchup, 6-man trios match. Lucha Dragons and Neville going against League of Nations, DelRIO, Rusev, and Sheamus. In which case, think about it with the League of Nations, man. It's a damn shame with that stable anymore because wasn't a fan of it to begin with, but League of Nations used to come out to work as a legit reason to be Sheamus's muscle, and now they're out there as the only reason to have because they're stuck with Sheamus, you know? So it's like, ew. Yeah. Anyways, as far as with this match went, Kalisto, he was pretty much his team's punching bag. You know, he got put on the ass end of an ass kicking. Not only that, looking over this match, I didn't notice once, and I mean once, did I notice Neville getting tagged in at all. Not to say he didn't do any work, but he didn't get tagged in at any point in time in this match, which, you know, left a bit of a bad note. Was a bit of a bad note in my book. Yeah, not a fan of that. But I just don't see on why you would do that, really. You know? I mean, Sin Cara, he got the hot tag in, you know, cleared house, and then eventually, you know, with Barrett ringside, numbers game got the advance. Numbers game came into play. Barrett didn't do any physical attacking, just caused distraction. Next thing you know, wound up getting Sin Cara. He was caught up on the ropes, halfway across the ring, dangling in between the ropes. DelRIO got up on the top, and boom, double foot stomp on the Sin Cara, got the pin. 1, 2, 3. Now, should also be noted after that match, they had a backstage segment talking about with the rematch between Kalisto and DelRIO at Fastlane for the US title. It is now going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match. So, yeah. Now, next matchup we got is Becky Lynch versus Naomi, and this was a relatively short kind of match. I mean, yeah, I guess you could say this was a match technically. I mean, there was a bell rung for when it began and a bell rung for when it was done, but other than that, you know, but yeah. Yeah, other than that, it's really, it was a relatively short match. I mean, Becky got the win with the disarmor, you know, and then after that, Tamina came in and they started doing a beatdown. Sasha's music came down. She was walking down, and you saw her taking off the earrings, throwing down the glasses, taking off the necklace. And dude, well, it was cool seeing her getting like that because I grew up around them kind of women, and all I thought was, oh damn, she's taking off the earrings. You know shit's going down now. You done fucked up. Yeah, she was just walking down with a pace as slow as Sting when he was in TNA. Just, oh my god. Like, seriously? Seriously, honey. You know, put a little pep in your step. You know? Either way, you know, she got down there. Next thing you know, they left. They when she got into the ring, they crawled out, and then they were just standing there like, hey, come on, come on, come on. And this leads us to the main event of the night. And, wait, guys, is this really the main event? It? Are you sure? Did you check with Ollie on this? You did? Okay. Wait, what? Yes, we're still going to go and shoot the intern out of a cannon when we're done filming. Oh, relax. You're an intern. Don't you know? It's part of your college credit. Interns. They don't know when to listen. Moving forward, though. Next matchup, it was the main event, if you could... yeah. Braun Strowman versus Big Show. Now, I'm all for having Strowman getting built up to be the next big behemoth monster, because honestly, WWE needs new giants. You know, the only two that are active at the moment, aside from Strowman, Kane and Big Show, and they're both coming up on their end of the. They're both coming up at the end of their, you know, of their run. But yeah, it's Strowman. Yeah, Strowman. He dominated this until the very end when the bell rang, saying "boom, boom, 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 boom," because of, you know, Harper and Rowan came in, and Harper, Rowan, and then Bray came in. They had the numbers game. They started beating the crap out of Big Show. And then Ryder came in, which, ugh. Yeah, that pretty much describes my opinion on Ryback right there. Seriously, fuck off, Ryder. Yeah, it's... What, they got him now, like, embracing his inner Goldberg, which makes zero sense to me, because honestly, the only time I would be okay with him doing that is if he was doing an actual match at Mania 32 against Bill Goldberg, and Goldberg squashed the ever-loving hell out of him. And yeah, but yeah, he came down, started working the Wyatts, the numbers game got advantage again, and then next thing you know, boom, pyros went off, Kane crawled out from under the ring, you know, had Harper and Rowan by the necks, threw them out, and then or not Harper and Rowan, grabbed Strowman, or I don't remember which ones, I'm sorry folks, I'm sorry about that. Grabbed two of the Wyatts by the throat, threw them back, and then they proceeded to beat the crap out of them, and then the Wyatts pulled back. So what it's looking like we may wind up having as an impromptu match, if not now, then sometime within the near future, hopefully not Mania. Those three against the Wyatts, while Bray goes and does something else. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. You know, that was it for this week's show, folks. So, like all normal, please do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure y'all look for me on Twitter at TimVicious. Make sure y'all also look for my backup account, Tim_Vicious. I'm also out there on that Facebook gimmick under the name Tim Ash. Also, folks, do not forget to follow all of these cool ass cats right here on Twitter. Vicky Earls, I'm Danny Sunday, Axel Mulligan, Sunday Segway, Sinfully Sabrina, Cranky Asshole, Aaron _Deborah, my executive producer, Oliver Ben, who did also provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check his music out. It is out there on iTunes, Spotify, Xbox. Information on that is in the excuse me. Information on that is in the description box. Just as Stupid Mark, as well as my client, who, as I have said before, is the true Raw General Manager, Bronx Bitch Forever. And Folks, like I always tell you, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck yous.